In Victoria and Abdul, a Gilded Leeds Twig theme but naturally Talkfest duet directed by Stephen Frears, our first encounter with Queen Victoria, Judi Dench, comes during a lavish lunch for Her Majesty's Golden Jubilee. It's 1887, and the 68-year-old monarch has been placed at the head of a dining table as long as a cricket field. She's so bored and depressed that she can barely stay awake, so she eats herself into a food coma and looks ready to be wheeled out. That is, until Abdul Karim Ali Faisal, a 24-year-old Indian clerk who's been chosen to present her with a mahar, a gold coin minted by British India, approaches Her Royal Highness. Their eyes meet, agleam with a delight that's nearly flirtatious, as if Tinkerbell had just sprinkled fairy dust on both of them, and so begins a love affair. Not a literal one, but a mother-son, master-servant, disciple-guru bond that will stay in place and grow for the next 14 years, right up until Victoria's death in 1901. There really was an Abdul Karim, and though Victoria and Abdul has a cheeky introductory title that says, based on true events? Mostly, the movie. Written by Lee Hall, who drew upon the 2010 book by the Indian journalist Shrabani Basu, sticks close to the particulars of how he came to be a special companion of Victoria's. She referred to him as the Munshi, a word that to Victoria, in the movie, means spiritual teacher. But he's really her elixir, his very presence makes her feel good. If Queen Victoria, from minute one, seems not only familiar to us but, indeed, like an old friend, that may be because Dench, 20 years ago, in her first lead movie role, played her in Mrs. Brown. 1997, another drama about the Queen's inappropriate relationship with the most unlikely of underlings. Then too, in the couple of decades since, Dench has played nearly every role as if it were a species of misbehaving royalty, the cutting wit and puckish superiority, the way she has of laughing or crying. Invisibly beneath that dour scolding visage, Dench is 82 now, but she remains the world's most formidable pixie, and in Victoria and Abdul, she's in her element and in her snappish, showbiz melancholy prime. The film surrounds Dench with a coterie of stuffy arrogant British fools for her to not suffer, gladly, each one adding to her, and the audience's, satisfaction. And then there's Abdul. He is tall, twinkly, and yummy handsome, with thick shiny black hair and a beard that makes him look like Paul McCartney in Let It Be. The Indian actor Ali Faisal, a Bollywood star who made his Hollywood debut in Fury 7, 2015, plays him with a sing-song voice and a courtly sweetness that never lets up. When Abdul first sees Victoria after that lunch, it's at another public event, and, rather startlingly, he gets down on the ground to kiss the Queen's foot. She doesn't ask him to. He just does it. Later on, he talks to her, in starry tones of gentle rapture, about the Taj Mahal and the wonders of Indian cuisine, especially the glories of mango chutney, and he agrees to teach her Urdu, which he calls the most noble of Indian languages. When he reveals that he's married, he tells Victoria that she means more to him than his wife does. Victoria, too, looks up to Abdul, at times the way the Beatles did, however briefly, to the Maharishi, as an exotic force of enlightenment. Yet the word Munshi was used, at the time, to mean clerk or secretary. And the central relationship in Victoria and Abdul never pretends to be one of equals. Abdul, as a man, remains dutiful, devoted, saintly, obsequious, servile. Maybe that's accurate, maybe not, but in a mainstream middle-brow drama coming out in 2017, it gives one a bit of pause, because it reinforces a point of view toward the British colonization of India that comes off as myopic and, frankly, a little too old-fashioned for comfort.